Hello everybody, it's John Johnston, Corn Nation, here with some predictions for fun. You should never rely on me for betting information. Never. Okay, first up, I think the game of the weekend actually is El Assico. Iowa versus Iowa State. Iowa looked really good last week against Indiana, a Big Ten game. Part of that was Indiana throwing the game away, literally. But Spencer Petras looked like a better quarterback. Tyler Goodson is a good back. Iowa's defense can play defense because that's what they do. And Iowa State did not look good last weekend. So this should be a really actually fun game to watch. You can watch a bunch of Iowegians beat each other up, if nothing else. And it'll probably be ugly. It'll probably be like Kirk punting from the opponent's 40 and things like that, 10-7, and late in the fourth quarter, and then something stupid will happen. But I watch this game. I think Iowa State is going to win it just because I'm not picking Iowa. And I'll say 23-21, Iowa State. Washington and Michigan. This is an interesting game for two reasons. Number one, you get to actually see a Pac-12 team play football. Have you looked for the Pac-12 network anywhere? Do you know where it is? Because you'd think that if they actually wanted to be known as one of the top 5 or 5 programs or conferences, that they would actually have their games on a channel or a stream or something that you could actually watch. So you get to watch Washington play at Michigan. Washington lost to Montana last week, which I suppose didn't make them feel very good about themselves. And Michigan lost their top explosive receiver, Ronnie Bell, for the season last week. So you watch this game to see how Michigan is doing. Because Michigan has a returning quarterback for the first time in a while. And it'll be interesting. They have, Josh Gaddis, their offensive coordinator, now is there for 2 years in a row. So can Michigan actually start being a better football team that everybody in Michigan wants them to be under Jim Harbaugh? Well, I think watching this game could give us a lot of clues as to whether or not that's going to happen. Rutgers versus Syracuse. Why did I pick this game? Because the line on it is really close. Actually, it's -2 for Rutgers. But when you think about that section of the country, this is actually a pretty good game, and a part of the country that doesn't mostly care about football, but they care about basketball. What do we watch here? If you're going to watch it, you watch to see how good Rutgers' defense is doing. Because again, I've mentioned this before. Greg Schiano's back at Rutgers. He will probably have them playing tough football, and that's going to start with their defense first. So I think Syracuse, I'm going to pick Rutgers in this one. Let's say 17-14. It'll be a really interesting game with no scoring. Illinois and Virginia, we'll just pick Virginia because Illinois isn't a good football team. And we should feel bad about losing to them in week 0. And we do, right, Husker fans? Yes. Oregon at Ohio State. Again, you watch this for 2 reasons. Number one, you get to watch a Pac-12 team. And number 2, you're going to watch and see how well Ohio State's quarterback plays, C.J. Stroud. He had some struggles against Minnesota, but again, I talked about this in an earlier video. What we saw against Minnesota was Ohio State having explosions all over the field. You can't cover their receivers because they're too good. If you cover their receivers, you're going to give up the running game, and they're going to crush you with that. So I think the ESPN guys say this is going to be a really good game. Maybe for a half, but I would expect Ohio State to win this easily. Maybe the Ducks can make it a game for a half, but again, we're going to watch to see how much better Ohio State's quarterback is growing and getting better from week to week. And that leads us to my last pick of the week, which is Buffalo at Nebraska. I feel like Trev Alberts is probably living like he's part of the Princess Bride movie. He probably goes home every night and looks at Scott and says, "Good job, Scott. Probably have to kill you in the morning." And that's what we're going to live with every fucking week of this season. We started slow and miserable against Fordham. We can't do that. That has to go away this week. We beat ourselves constantly. We can't do that anymore. That has to go away this week. You got to get better at some point, and right now would be good. I don't think that Buffalo beat Wagner like 69-7. They put up 569 yards last week. Them beating Wagner is probably close to us beating, Fordham. I don't know, maybe Wagner's probably a little better than Fordham. But I think Buffalo's probably going to try to run the ball against us. I don't really have a bad feeling about our defense against Buffalo. I think we should be able to shut down Buffalo, focus on stopping the run, and let our defensive backfield take care of their receivers. I don't think that's too big an issue. Obviously, the issue is what the same fucking issue at every week for Nebraska. How about we not beat ourselves? So let's say Buffalo is going to score 13 points on their own. And we're going to have 2 turnovers. So that's going to give them 14 points. I'm saying we're going to score 35 points at a minimum against Buffalo. Take away 2, that's 21. Giving them more, but we get 1 turnover back. I think this is going to be a closer game than we want it to, and we're not going to feel good about it at all. Something like 28-22, some bizarre score. Maybe 30-27. Wait, not that close. That would make me feel really bad. How about like 30-24? God, that sucks too. Yeah. It'd be nice to see Nebraska go out, start this game explosive, get a 2-score lead, and hold on to it for the rest of the game. I don't care if it ends up 14-0. Just hold on to a double-digit lead throughout an entire game. Minimize penalties, minimize turnovers. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because, if we keep screwing around with these teams, we're going to lose to a new coach named Maurice Linguist. And if he wins, he's going to be a cunning linguist. And yes, I did that joke. I feel bad about it. Kind of like I feel bad about Nebraska football. We felt good this week beating Fordham. Maybe next week we'll feel better about beating Buffalo. And then we can look at the big guys, Oklahoma. Which reminds me, this better not be, nobody should be saying this is a trap game. Ugh. Hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. Go Big Red.